All right, House of Payne fans, believe it or not, before I even get into the review, I actually like this episode. But believe it or not, Season 9, Episode 23, Parenting 101, 9 out of 10. I know you're probably thinking, Jeremy, what did 2021 change? What happened between the Jeremy of 2020 and the Jeremy of 2021 when it came to House of Payne? Quick intro here. I watched this episode on Thursday, so I did watch it yesterday. Just to let you know a little bit of insight, the reason I haven't been doing as many videos as usual is because while I was at home for Christmas, my sister came down with bronchitis. She was sick for 2 days and went to the hospital because she's a manager at the Wendy's back at home. And she had to go to work, but she was so sick that she went to the doctor instead. And turns out not COVID, but bronchitis. So this fool, with her door open, coughs and sneezes all the time from the other end of the house. And everybody's in the house is now sick. Thankfully, I'm back in my apartment. I got back here on Monday. And I'm over my symptoms because I got a slight brush of the common cold. Not allergies, not COVID, but my nose hasn't been running anymore. No longer coughing, even though I only coughed like twice. And I don't have a fever anymore. I'm sick of soup. I'm sick of orange juice. And I'm ready to order something unhealthy and greasy later tonight to celebrate that. But that's why I haven't been doing reviews and whatnot as quickly as I thought it would be after getting home for Christmas. And I also had about 40 boxes to get ready for eBay pickup tomorrow from USPS. Had about 59 items sell, and all but about 5 of them have been paid for, so I'm glad that's over. So I'm knocking out the reviews. Honestly, I cannot tell you when I'm going to do my Ruthless review. I did look at the episode in terms of the length because these episodes are inconsistent in the time, which I'm not mad about, but the new episode is 50 minutes long, so I think that over the weekend I will definitely watch Ruthless and review it. But I wanted to get out House of Payne and Assisted Living first, and then I'll go from there. I am aware there are other things I need to review, like Tyler Lepley's interview talking about how he's not gay and neither is Tyler Perry. Oprah sharing her remaining ownership or stock in the OWN network over to Discovery. There's a lot. I know there's a lot, but I also need to fully recover before I, try to push myself too hard and do too much too soon. So please, if you could just hold on with me a little bit of patience, I'd really appreciate it. And last night at midnight, I know that the contest ended on my ranking video for 2020 Tyler Perry. I will be going through the comment section soon over the weekend to pick the 11 winners and let you know who won to get your DVD prize. So sorry again for this lengthy intro, but I thought it was important to let you know the updates on what's been going on. And I'm just glad I'm feeling a lot better. I'm glad it's not COVID. And I even told her it's a shame. I had a roommate in August who had corona, yet he was more considerate with, keeping himself in one area and everything like that. And I never got sick. Yet this sister of mine did the opposite. But into the review. Oh yeah, make sure you like the video, hit subscribe, click the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. This episode, I feel like I gained a perspective on it after the review for last week, Give and Take, because a lot of people were like, a lot of people felt like I was, fair with my review of Give and Take, being that it just made no sense that, everybody turned their back on Malik when he was the one trying to compromise and Lisa never had to apologize. And people were like, well, Jeremy, you're being a bit too hard. They're trying to, show Lisa as a pregnant woman. But then a lot of people did say, yeah, it's just that she doesn't understand that being pregnant doesn't mean you don't do anything at all. And I feel like this episode felt the most realistic because I'm not going to say I hate Lisa. I'm not saying I hate Lisa in this episode. I think this episode just proved that this is Tyler Perry really driving it home that there are people in the world like this. Some of them might be your family members, siblings, friends, or whatever, where they feel like being pregnant means they get a get out of work card, if you will. So CJ was definitely the MVP of the episode, because I feel like one reason I give this episode such a high score is the fact that he was dropping knowledge. Like the fact that, hey, you're the one who got this girl knocked up. I went out here and got you a job so you can get the money so you and her can get an apartment, because I ain't raising no grandchild. I'm too young and sexy to be a grandpa. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. I like this. So let me just get into the review part, because it won't take long. Then I'll talk about this episode gets a lot of praise. I'm not lying. I'm being 100% genuine here. Okay. So Miranda and Christian stop by and they need a babysitter because, she has a client to work with. And one thing I did like about this scene is, even though Miranda just came right on into the house, you got Curtis, who rightfully called her out for, what are you doing just walking in my house like this? Well, I need to see Miss Ella because, I need to get a babysitter. And then, long story short, Curtis pretends to have a whooping cough to, get her away. The reason this episode, I was going to dock some points for this, but this episode, just the dialogue, again, it just proves that this season was aired completely out of order, because a lot of this dialogue are the kind of dialogue lines that you would expect for the show to tell us when it first came back, to give fans a reminder of, wait, whose kid is that? What's his name? That's my grandchild? Who are you married to? Little things like that. So I'm not really going to spend a lot of time harping on it, but just something to point out. All right, so Malik tries to get Lisa to cook, and again, she's using her pregnancy as a way to ignore responsibilities. And CJ comes in and tells him that, hey, you know what? Because Malik just goes, well, who she thinks she is? She ain't going to cook because she's living here rent free. She ain't paying no bills. And basically, CJ is like, yeah. Well, here's what we're going to do. I went out and got you a job because I know she ain't doing nothing. You're trying to study, make it through school, but I ain't taking care of no grandkids. Like I just said at the beginning of the video. So I went out there and found a job for you, and you're going to save up and you're going to pay your own bills when you get your own apartment. And that's it. And what you're going to do, you're going to go in that kitchen, cook some food, and then you're going to rub your, soon to be mother's feet. I don't want to do that. Honestly, look. I don't mind that because I've been told I give amazing massages. Yeah, I've given a few in my lifetime, just to put that out there. And rubbing feet is not the worst thing you could do. So then we go over to Miranda coming in, and sorry, a car just revving up in the parking lot. Miranda knocks on the door, and then CJ yells for her to come in. And basically CJ says, don't worry about it, I'll watch him. And Miranda says not to tell Calvin. So I'm guessing, since these episodes are aired out of order, I'm not really trying to break my brain to figure out, okay, so what episode was this supposed to be after? I mean, I guess, I honestly do not know. I honestly don't care. Basically, she says, don't tell Calvin, which is kind of odd since, one episode before, assuming this episode was supposed to come after Give and Take, Miranda wants to do anything to get Calvin's attention. But yeah, so basically CJ is going to watch him, and then Lisa comes downstairs. It's like, oh, who's this little boy? And then CJ says, hey, you and Lisa are going to watch little Christian, and the twins are taking a nap. So he up and leaves. All right, so Curtis and Ella comes in, and Curtis tells Ella about how Miranda came over. Ella tries to call her and then says she wouldn't mind watching Christian. And then CJ comes in and then tells them about the whole situation, about how, oh yeah, I let them watch the babies to give them a taste of what they got to look forward to. And, they have a good laugh about it. And basically he's like, hey, 30 minutes. That's it. 30 minutes. I'm going to leave them alone. Then I'm going to go back, see how things are going. So then Lisa and Malik are having a hard time. And Lisa essentially just runs away and leaves Malik in the midst of the chaos, where he's trying to get Christian to behave, and then the twins keep throwing pillows at him and whatnot. And I'm just like, yo, that's tough. So CJ comes in, takes command of the room, and says, hey, we're going to go upstairs and read a book. But before he does that, he drops CJ, this is the kind of stuff. Why couldn't the entire season be this good? This was good stuff here. Basically breaks it down like, look, I'm a dad. I know how to handle this, but also I was young when me and your mother had you. But at the same time, I was a little bit older. I had a little more life experience. I had a little bit more together in regards to maybe, being out of school, having a job, that kind of stuff. Whereas Malik is way in over his head. But the best part, it isn't just him, telling Malik how unprepared he is, which he is. But he also says the thing about it was I had a partner who was willing and able to help me with this. So CJ goes upstairs with the kids. Lisa comes down and Malik pretty much again tries to do right by saying, hey, why'd you leave me like that? I need your help. If we're going to make it through this, we got to do it together. Lisa just does not get it. And again, I'm not going to sit up here and just say how bad of a character she is, but I just really felt the realistic nature of her. But at the same time, it's like Malik is again trying to compromise, saying, I know you're pregnant, but you need to pitch in with chores and everything. And apparently Lisa did not go back to the strip club like she said she would earlier in the season, where it's like, hey, let me go, make a few more dollars before I lose my body and everything. But then again, I know pregnant strippers, and it's like, no, I don't want you to be stripping and everything, but I need you to just help clean and cook around here. And she apparently doesn't get it. And then Malik just kind of lets it go because once again, she just feels that being pregnant gives her a get out of responsibility free card. And yeah, so I mean, just based on this alone, who's to say that after she has the kid, she won't just up and leave Malik with the responsibility to change in diapers and everything while she goes back on the pole? I don't know. And based on the preview for next week, we're definitely going to see the aftermath of, I guess you could say, Malik acting like Curtis, but I'll save that for the episode preview for that. But yeah, I thought this was a great episode because once again, it just showed us the Malik and Lisa storyline of, wow, you're definitely going to have a handful of, but then again, it's one of those situations where at least they're only having one kid compared to the 3 Riley kids they had to watch, or should I just say Malik had to watch. Seeing episodes like this just make me want to have a Lisa and Jasmine scene together. Like, imagine if Jasmine was watching TV and Lisa decided to change the channel, or Jasmine saw how much of a deadbeat Lisa's being as opposed to Malik. I feel like for half the episode, Jasmine would just be making fun of Malik, but then just by seeing how hard Malik is working, not able to get anywhere with Lisa, then I feel like Jasmine and Lisa might have a little talk, but I don't know if we're ever going to get that. So once again, I feel like this episode did show a little bit of growth in regards to Malik getting a lot of development, but we're not seeing the same thing for Lisa. We're just seeing how ignorant she is and how she feels like being pregnant means she doesn't have to do a damn thing, considering she's laying up in the house, no bills, no rent, not even doing chores. So I will say this much. Once again, I understand CJ putting his foot down and trying to get, Malik and her up out of there as soon as possible. But I do feel like either CJ or Janine should at least have a conversation with Lisa like, hey, hopefully you and Malik aren't here too long. Like, you'll be up and out of here before you even have the baby. But while you're here eating our food, using our electricity, sleeping under our roof, you're at least going to take care of some basic things. Like, I feel like that's something that should be said. Maybe that'll happen in the next episode, but we'll find out soon enough. So once again, I did enjoy this episode. I really did. I wish I could say the same for more episodes from this season, considering we only have like 1 or 2 left. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of the episode? I felt like this was definitely a lot better than last week. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. So this, along with my assisted living review, will be my only videos for the next 48 hours or so. I want to get back to 100%. Like, I haven't even went anywhere. I wanted to go to the mall and everything, but like I said, even though I don't have Rona, I just don't want to go out even with my mask and like, call for sneeze because people will freak out. So until I'm 100%, I'm not going anywhere. But I do plan on doing movie review videos for Wonder Woman 84, which I did not like, Soul, and I do want to do a couple follow-up videos for Coming to America's trailer. So you're going to get a good amount of variety from me soon. I believe the haves and the have-nots, somebody told me after this upcoming episode, it's the mid-season finale. So I guess you could say January is going to be a pretty light month in terms of the major shows, because once the haves and have-nots goes off, we're not going to get that back for who knows how long. And then Sisters isn't coming back to the final week of January. Ruthless in season 1 at the end of January. And then House of Payne and Assisted Living only have a couple episodes left. And I'm fine with that. Don't worry, I got plenty of other content, and my eBay store will hold me over, plus the stimulus. I think part of it hit my account, but I don't think the rest is going to hit until the next business day, which is Monday. But I'm fine. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I will hit you up later with any news that I have on my end. So take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.